Good evening, everybody. I am pre-recording this because my Facebook Live was going to go out tonight at 7 p.m, but I realised that the light wouldn't be very good. So I'm pre-recording this and I'm going to upload it to Sarah's group and also on my YouTube channel. My name is Julie Bickerton. I teach pregnancy yoga, baby massage, mum and baby yoga, postnatal yoga and well woman yoga. I am recovering from a hip operation which happened 2 weeks ago. So this little video today is going to be working with my restricted mobility and also probably restricted tech as well. We are all trying to take our businesses and our classes online, which is proving really quite a challenge. So this is quite experimental, but I really hope that you can join in with me. And it's really quite an ideal practice for those of you who have relatives who are older, who maybe can't get in and out of a chair easily. So most of the practice is going to be done from a chair. And you'll see my crutches by the side as well. So when I move around, I'll be using my crutches. I'm 2 weeks into my recovery. It's going great. Let's begin. So I've got a chair which is it's got a back on it, but I'm not leaning into the back. So I'm just going to lever myself down. So first of all, we're going to look at posture. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to make a little adjustment to this. Okay. So post-operative, if you're recovering from any surgery, it's really vital that you use your breath and awareness in your breath, so you're not holding onto your breath. So we're going to start with looking at the breath work. And obviously with today's huge outbreak, then I think a lot of people are scared to breathe deeply. And it's important that we continue to use our breath work and our pranayama, our life force, to get in new life, new breath, new energy. Otherwise, everything is going to be shallow and stagnant, and it's not good for our health. So join in with me with this. Just have a feel of where your collarbones are here, and then just have a little feel over your breast if you're a woman, and then underneath where the ribs flare out. Okay, that is a big old chunk of organ. Those are your lungs. Big, vast, amazing organs. And we use, really, most of us shallow breathe. So we're going to try and take the breath deeper into the lungs and into the abdomen, really. So we're taking the breath outwards and downwards. Okay, so if at any point we are doing this and you feel lightheaded or dizzy, or that sometimes breath work can make you feel a little bit anxious, I've found with some people. So as soon as you start getting any of those feelings, back off. Just as, obviously, if you're watching this video and joining in and you're not comfortable with any of the moves that I'm doing, just sit and watch. You know, we all lurk, don't we, on the internet to see what other people are doing. Okay, so we're thinking about, first of all, the posture to bring in the breath. Because if I'm sitting here like this, all sort of slumpy wumpy as I call it, your lung capacity is going to be a lot lessened. So we want to be opening up our heart centre, our energetic heart centre, which is your sternum here. Okay, obviously that's your physical heart, but we're looking at this and we're trying to open that up towards the sky, to just open. Okay, and this literally opens your heart chakra, the energetic center, as well as creates physical space in your body for more expansive breath. Even just talking about it, I'm going, oh yeah, that feels good. And you might find yourself sort of, oh yeah, I haven't breathed like this for a long time. So just first of all, find that nice upright posture. Your seat bones, which are the knobbly bits underneath your bottom, that's what you want to be sitting on. So you're creating a sort of almost like a right angle. Here's your head and your spine with this sort of fluidity, and then you're sat like this. So yeah, no more. If you need to change onto an upright seat for this, even better. Okay, so just settle in to your breath. You don't need your eyes open, you can close your eyes. First of all, just do a quick body scan. So your face, drop all the tension out of your face. So soften the muscles of your face, relax your jaw. So just let the lower jaw sort of hang down, like you're looking a bit gormless, like it's almost like hanging off a washing line. And just create a bit of space between the upper and the lower teeth, which means that your jaw is more relaxed. Jaw tension is very, very common, and especially if you grind your teeth at night. I'll show you a few exercises to do before bed which might help this. So face is relaxed, jaw is soft, allow the shoulders to drop down away from the ears. You can rest your hands either if you've got chairs on your arm, or you can rest your hands in your lap, or facing down or facing up. Lots of different options, so find a way to find what is comfortable. And what we're going to do first of all is observe the breath and watch the breath move in and out of your body. So we're not doing anything apart from this observation first of all. And you might notice that actually your breath is quite shallow. You might notice that for the first time today, you've actually taken notice of the fact that you're breathing. When you breathe in, think about the air coming in through the nose, down the throat. The lungs get bigger, expand. And then as the air goes out of the body, the lungs get smaller and the air comes out. That's what we call a full yogic breath. So thinking about the air coming in through the nose, down the throat, the lungs expand. The diaphragm, which separates basically these two cavities, the thoracic and the abdominal cavity, that diaphragm comes down as you inhale and the belly gently expands, and as you exhale the belly gently softens and goes in, the diaphragm comes up, the lungs get smaller and the air comes back out. So there's loads of different visualizations and methods of breath work. I'm going to try and keep it really, really simple, just for the sake of this introductory video. Breathing in, watching your breath coming in, feeling the rest of your body respond to that breath, and then breathing out and feel how you're able to release and let go on the exhale. So on the in-breath, you're gathering up new energy, gathering in peace and joy in these very difficult times. And then as you exhale, just let that exhale release any anxiety or stress that you've got out of your body that you may be holding. And it's quite nice when you do this work to gently smile, so you're not taking it too seriously. So turning your mouth a little bit upright. You're not grinning like this. but just a soft smile. And notice the gentle in and out breath. Making sure that when you breathe out, you're not slumping, because actually when you breathe out, your diaphragm lifts up and there is a lengthening through the top of the spine, right up through the crown of your head. You've got this elongation. Some people like to use a counted breath, so you might be able to work with that, breathing in for the count of 3 and breathing out for the count of 4. So try that, breathing in, 2, 3, and then out, 2, 3, 4. Now, depending on if you're a beginner with breath work and yoga, then that might be just right, or it might be that you can only breathe in for 2, or if you've done practice before, you might think, oh, I can breathe in for a lot longer than that. So try your own counting, your own method, because obviously I can't see you, and your lung capacity is very different. It's going to be very different from anybody else's. We're all unique. So just using the inhalation, counting in, 2, 3, and then out, 2, 3, 4. So just bring your hands to this is called the solar plexus. Okay, just give it a little, it's a sort of squidgy part just below the sternum. Now this can hold a lot of tension. Okay, its corresponding part on the hand is right in the middle there, and actually it's a really nice thing to do if you're feeling anxious, is to just hold the thumb in that middle spot and take a deep breath in, pressing in, 2, 3, and releasing out, 2, 3, 4. So it's a squeezing in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3, 4. Again, using your own counting, your own breath pattern. Doesn't matter whether you hold your left or your right. You can use it on the feet. I'm not able to show you, but the corresponding part of the feet is just below the ball of the foot. There's a sort of dip just below the ball of the foot. Okay, let's just do a few shoulder circles. Release that. Okay, going to do a little bit of face yoga. All right, so prepare to look really, really silly. So of course, first of all, we're going to take a breath in, and then as you exhale, I want you to stick your tongue out. Oh, I've just had a cup of coffee. That probably doesn't look particularly pleasant. Okay, so when you stick your tongue out, it's not like this. It's not a flaccid, it's a... So you're stretching, your tongue is a big muscle. Stretch it all the way out, all the way down, as far as it will reach. So this is called lion's pose. So take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Sometimes you think, oh God, I can really sort of almost spit it out. Lion's pose is great for getting rid of any sort of stale, old air at the bottom of your lungs. It's great for getting rid of anxiety. Kids love it. So lion's pose is a good thing to do for anybody. And this is the one, if you do clench your jaw doing this at night, so before you go to sleep, taking a deep breath in and then good, and then you have to wipe the spit off your mouth underneath. So now scrunch your face up, scrunch and release, scrunch, release, scrunch, release. That's it, and just do some circles around the jawline. I was trying to keep this below 20 minutes, so I'm just going to do a few more minutes with you. So little rotations around the jawline, maybe give a little squeeze to the chinny chin chins. Right, let's do a bit of tapping. Okay, this is, let me move that. This is really, really good. So you're tapping on the sternum, the thymus, and this stimulates loads the production of white blood cells, good for your immunity, which we need all across the broad bones of the collarbones. Maybe do a bit of sort of gorilla movement. After you've done these movements, just settle and see what the body, how different the body feels. Just doing like 10 seconds of tapping feels really, really good. Okay, loop and roll your shoulders up and around, up and around. You might get some graunching and some unsavoury sounds, and then round up the other way. Breathe as you go. So breath is the breath guides the movement. So I quite like to breathe in and coming up, and then breathe out coming down. So check in with your shoulder mobility. We're going to just raise the right hand. So if you're looking at me, it will be, I'm not sure actually. I don't know whether it's how this works, whether you should be mirroring me, but I'm using my right hand and I'm breathing in and reaching back, and then exhaling, bringing it down. So breathing in. So if you've got a bigger lung, if you've got this a big lung capacity, then this will be a slow movement. So I'm going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just have a little play with that. Yeah. Breathing in and breathing out. You doing all right? You still with me? Okay, and then both hands together, breathing in, reaching up, and then breathing out. So can you see my hands? They're really wide. I call these big wide yoga hands, like starfish. So releasing tension from the hands. I'm also going to look up if your neck allows it. So you don't have to do that. So remember, bringing your face up and pressing it up to the sky will compress the cervical spine. So if that's not comfortable, especially with this reaching up, okay, then back off, look ahead, and then exhale and down. Okay, good. So let's come up to standing just for the last part of this video. Actually, no, just stay where we are first of all. Make sure you've still got that nice, tall, elongated posture. Let's do some pointing and flexing of the feet. Point, flex. Okay, and then the other side. Now, this is my operated leg, so I have to keep it quite low off the floor because I'm not quite strong enough there. But this takes a little bit of... This is all to do with hip flexor strength and the psoas, which is the only muscle that joins the back to the leg, and also the core. I mean, the core is a huge subject. I do a lot of pelvic health consultations, and that is, a big subject. But keeping to this short little practice. Okay, so I'm going to stand up. So rather than I do have to use my body weight to push up because of my recent operation, excuse me. But every time you get out of a chair, don't hold your breath. So I'm going to breathe in to prepare, and then I'm going to breathe out and come up. And I'm going to walk around to the back of the chair. Join me if you want, or just if you're watching, that's fine there. Okay. Let's just move this around so you can see me that way. Right, let's try that. Perhaps. I told you it was experimental. All right, so mountain pose. This is what mountain pose looks straight on. Feet are either together or hip width apart, and your feet are grounded into the earth. Mountain pose is a great pose, especially at the moment with all this turmoil if you're feeling really overwhelmed, stop for a moment, put yourself in mountain pose and think about your favourite mountain, what it looks like, what it feels like to be that mountain, and just stand on that mountain. So the hands are down by the side, your gaze is ahead, okay, and you're reaching up through the crown of the head, the shoulders are dropped, and you're really grounded down through the soles of the feet. So you can see my alignment with my ear, my shoulder, my pelvis, my knees, and my ankles. So anytime you feel overwhelmed, that's all it is. It's mountain pose, 3 deep breaths. Ground yourself. Keep turning your attention towards the breath and away from all the turmoil, which is what we're experiencing at the moment. So just resting your hands on the chair. You can do this with or without the chair. I'm going to take my left leg back. So when you do this, make sure that that supporting leg, the right leg, is really strong. So wrapping the muscles around the leg, those big muscles, those big quads. And then if you want, you can lift that back foot, but you have to squeeze the butt cheek. Like literally, put your hands on your bum and give your bum a squeeze and feel that glute working. And then bring it in. So don't forget to breathe, and transferring the weight onto the left leg. Okay, I'm going to lean in because I have to I'm weight bearing onto my operated leg. And then taking that right leg back. Try not to lean too much into it, so you're still maintaining this elongation through the spine, and through the lungs as well. Remember the breath. Breathing in and then exhaling, and if you can, lifting that leg off the floor. But this is enough, it's enough for me. And making sure that that butt cheek on that right side, the extended leg at the back, is really, really squeezed in, and then back in. Okay, and I'm just going to do some gentle knee bends, breathing in. So it's quite nice, it's like a little ballet practice. So breathing in and then exhale and drop. And as you exhale, think about all the tension, all the crap in your head just dropping down, out through the body and into just letting the earth absorb it. Okay. All right, if you're still with me, great, well done. Just a short practice. I'm going to come and finish the practice here and stand back in mountain pose. I've turned my hands now, I don't know if you can see, but outwards, so they're facing towards you. So a very opening pose. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling, finishing the practice, taking a deep breath in and reaching up. Bring your hands above your head into a prayer position and then exhaling it down into the heart center. Let's do that again. Inhaling, scooping energy up from the earth. And then energy, well-being and peace down from the universe into your heart center. And just hold here with a nice deep breath in. Inhale, exhale, release. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to crutch it over and turn off. Stay well.